What is going on, guys? Gauthaman, Ramesh here, and welcome to another video. And yeah, not a vlog. I'm going to be sitting and talking to you all, and in this video we are going to be addressing this fact which has been going on everywhere. Okay, it's gotten really irritating that people have so many point of views on this, but none of them actually can give you a definite answer. So here I am going to solve your doubts. How much proteins, carbohydrates and fats do you need to build muscle or to lose fat as a natural athlete? When I say natural, it means that you have not used any kind of anabolic steroids, or you are not currently doing any kind of anabolic steroids. Whey protein is natural, so get over that fact. Okay, so let's begin. The reason why I'm making this video is yesterday I had like this Q&A session on Instagram, and there were so many questions, and it was really amazing. I really thank each one of you to ask these questions, for asking these questions. And in case you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me at gmansuperfit on Instagram, and also make sure you subscribe on this video by clicking the subscribe button. So what happens when you click the subscribe button is that you will be able to receive notifications whenever I upload a video on this channel, and you'll be doing a great help for me also. So make sure you go down there and subscribe. I meant below the YouTube. You get the point. So moving on, okay, let's get this myth out of the way about proteins. Now, there are people who will tell you that you're supposed to consume 1 gram per pound of body weight. There are people that will tell you you need to consume 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, and there will be people who will tell you less than 1 gram per pound of body weight, and there are some idiots out there telling you that you need to eat 2 grams per pound of body weight. Okay, now here's the thing. If you really believe that you need 2 grams per pound of body weight, okay, which means that I am around, I'm 70 kg, so if you convert, I'll be somewhere around 160ish or 170ish pounds, so I need around 310 grams of proteins. Can you believe that? So if you really think that this is true, you do it, okay, you guys do it. You don't need to tell this to other people to make them to listen, and you don't need to ask and spread this misconception everywhere. You do not need 2 grams per pound of body weight. Okay, that's just too much. Even people who are professional bodybuilders who are on steroids won't be taking that much amount. Okay, they will be taking that much amount. Okay, now here's the thing. You can't look at these videos of Phil Heath and Big Ramy, all these people eating for motivation, and do the same thing. You can't eat 40 eggs. As a natural athlete, you can't digest 40 eggs. Okay, Phil Heath is 235 pounds shredded, 5% body fat. Are you that much? You'll probably be around what, 70 kg or 80 kgs with like 15% body fat. You really think both of you need the same amount of proteins? Really? And what do you think is going to happen when you have excess amount of proteins? You are going to convert it into glucose. Really? So if you have too much amount of proteins, more than what is required, you are putting your liver and your kidneys through unnecessary stress and strain, which you really don't want to do. Why do you want to do that? Enjoy your life. Nobody likes eating proteins, so you don't have to eat proteins when you don't have to eat them. Correct? Now, proteins have always been an overrated thing in bodybuilding. It's overrated. Proteins are overrated. And the most underrated thing is carbohydrates. Now, people are neglecting carbohydrates. They are, people take pride in saying that they're on a low carb diet. I'm on low carb diet. I don't eat rice. It's not a good thing. It really is not a good thing. Okay, eat rice, eat carbohydrates. It's good. So you need carbohydrates to process your proteins. You need carbohydrates for glycogen production. You need carbohydrates to have this muscular endurance that you need at the gym. So make sure you have enough amount of carbohydrates in your body. So please don't consume excess amount of proteins, and please don't consume too low amount of carbohydrates also. Now, but I am going to get in depth with this video and I'll be giving you numbers, okay? But for that, you need to find out what your maintenance calorie is, because that is always the first step. And I've made several videos on this channel about that. Go and take a look at it, or make sure you go online and find a maintenance calorie calculator and find your maintenance calories. Moving on, let's start with proteins, okay? Now here's the number. A very, common number that works well is 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is a good enough number for beginners who are trying to put on muscle, who are not into a heavy caloric deficit, who are not doing a lot of cardio. So if you are someone who's really active, you're doing a good amount of weight training, you're doing a good amount of cardio, and you want to build muscle or you want to lose fat, 1 gram per pound of body weight is really, really, really good. Now, taking this into consideration, let's say you are a beginner at 90 kgs and you have around 20% body fat. Now, do you really think 1 gram per pound of body weight is enough for you? No, that's a lot. If you are 90 kgs, you're probably 210 pounds, something like that. So you don't need 210 grams of proteins. It doesn't work that way. So when you are taking proteins, you need to consider two factors: your weight and your body fat percentage. These two things have to be taken into consideration when you're finding out how much proteins you need to eat. And I'm going to give you guys a good number, okay? So if you guys are below 75 to 80 kgs below, okay, and you are around let's say above 13% body fat, 13 14 above 13 14% body fat, okay, but less than 75, so then you will need 1 gram per pound of body weight, okay. Now moving on, you are the same amount but you have like more body fat, that is if you're above 20% body fat, 0.7 to 0.75 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight is good enough for you, because you don't have that much of muscle mass, you don't need that much amount of proteins. And the third place is where people who are more advanced, or people who are on a lower body fat. So if you are less than 13% body fat, less than 12% body fat, then you might need a little bit more amount of protein. So let's bump it up to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So this is where you need to lie. The maximum that you are supposed to take is 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. Anything above this is totally unnecessary. And if you are taking anything above this, then you really need to have at least 5 years to 6 years of training under your belt. You have like a really good amount of muscle mass. You're supposed to be really genetically gifted. Like if you're that, then you're probably one of the best natural athletes. So if you're that, then yeah, 2 grams per pound of body can be taken. But a really good safe range is 0.7 to 1.5 maximum grams per pound of body weight. Now that takes a lot of stress out, okay. Now find your maintenance calories, and now we have found out the amount of proteins that you need. So the remaining calories that you have is to be comprised of carbohydrates and fats, okay. If you're a male or female, okay, fats are very important, and let's figure out this fat number, okay. So if you're a male, you need to at least have around 70 to 60 grams of fat in your diet. So another 60 to 70 grams of fat goes, of your calories goes to your fats, right? So the remaining what you have will be your carbohydrates. So if you're a male, you should at least be consuming 60 to 70 grams of fat in your diet. So convert this into calories, and those calories will be occupied by fat. So the remaining will be your carbohydrates. Same goes for female also. If you're a female, you would at least need around 40 to 50 grams of fat, okay. So this again will be converted into calories, and the rest will go for your carbohydrates. So please don't hold back from consuming your carbohydrates, guys. And a lot of people think that they are very sensitive to carbohydrates. I can't take carbohydrates, I become fat if I take carbohydrates. No, the reason why you're becoming fat is because of the fact that you are not on a caloric deficit. If you are on a caloric deficit, none of this makes sense, okay. All you need to do is be on a caloric deficit to lose weight and caloric surplus to gain weight. So this will apply to 90% of the people. The rest of the 10% might have some kind of medical condition to whom these might not apply. So thanks for watching. Please cut back on your proteins, increase on your carbohydrates, enjoy your life. # no ketogenic diet. I would never follow that. I'll make a separate video on why you don't have to do a ketogenic diet. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all on part 2 of this video, where we talk about this same macro breakdown for people who are enhanced. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next video.